calculate what you'll be doing. So my LMG is a military M60. It's not a high roll. It's pretty bad. I just never get high rolls. So it's an unhinged, allegro, and then overlap to make up for the unhinged. And then those are the weapon mods on there, so y'all can take a moment to pause and look at that real quick if you need to. Okay, and then I run the Nemesis, which provides you with an extra 25% headshot damage when scoped in with your current weapon. On the LMG, if you have the 5% damage to leap scope, being scoped in, you don't have to scope in. You can just hold it like this and it'll count it as being scoped in. Okay? So now we'll go to the actual gear. Oh no, wait, the pistol. The pistol, I run it for the in rhythm. So you get a 5% chance to refresh active skill cooldowns. It does not stack if you have two weapons with it, which is why you run the Nemesis in this. If it ever stacks in the future, instead of the Nemesis, you'd want to run that. That way you have an extra 5% chance to be alive, basically. In case you die, your hive will revive you. My mask is pretty trash. It has 41% damage to elites, 5% crit hit chance, and then hard hitting. And it has the Wyvernware 7% one piece bonus for the crit hit damage. My chest piece has 2 red mod slots, and it's the 511 tactical. So you can pause the video here if you need to look at it. It has 5.5% crit hit chance, 14.5% weapon damage, and 14.5% critical hit damage. It has Beserk, which is 10% weapon damage for every 20% of max armor depleted, and then that requires 7 or more reds. With this build you'll have plenty of reds. And then it has the 2 mod slots, so there's the mods I'm using is LMG damage and weapon damage. Now you'd want to run weapon damage, LMG damage, and marksman rifle damage if you got that drop. But I do not have it on certain mods. Mods are kind of hard to come by. This is what I have. But God roll, you'd want LMG and yeah. So with this one, let me explain Beserk real quick. So some people think your armor has to be fully depleted to run a Beserk build, and you have to have like 200k health and like 20k armor or something. No, you can run really high armor with it. So say you have like 400k armor or 300k armor, you don't need to make a health build for it, because for every 20% of max armor depleted, you get 10% extra weapon damage. So say you take off just say 20% of your armor is depleted, you get an extra 10% raw weapon damage, which then gets the 100% DTE, the headshot damage. Like, it's more than 10%, and it's only for 20% of your armor being depleted. Like, you get an extra like 14-15% weapon damage. So it's definitely worth using. I mean, actually 100% DT, it stacks up to like 25% extra weapon damage for every 10%, which is why it's such a useful build. But I'll show you the numbers afterwards. Gila Guard, 5% total armor, brand set. And then it comes with armor on kill. Now a god roll, you'd want health and health on kill. I don't know if that roll drops or not, but if you could get health on kill to drop with 2 offensive mod slots, and then just roll the other blue as your highest health roll, that would be fine. I mean, that would work perfectly. Because armor on kill, you're trying to go for Berserk, so you'd want the health. Armor on kill helps too, though, so. Or if you want to, you could roll crit and health, and then have 2 offensive mod slots. So the backpack is a Petrov. It's a pretty bad backpack, guys. But the main reason you're running the Petrov backpack is so you can get 2 reds here, a red here, and 2 reds here. You want 5 mod slots on your build at least. If you can get 6 or 7, that's crazy. I don't know how. But make sure you get Petrov on there. So it has 15% skill haste. A health roll, it's really low, but health rolls are important. 206 skill power and 9% weapon damage. Hard hitting and efficient. Efficient is using an armor kit has a 50% chance not to consume the kit. I feel like it's bugged though because I've never seen it actually work. I don't know why. Or I just don't pay attention. My gloves, it's Overlord, so I get the 7.5% total armor extra bonus. I'm running Overlord just because the mod slot on the knee pads, and then the gloves for the devastating. So I have to roll. You have to roll 2-piece Overlord at least on this build. It's gonna happen for your damage to get high enough. So the gloves, it's 10% LMG damage. I'm actually gonna get that up to 12% here soon. I'm so excited. 5% marksman rifle damage and devastating. The D-pads, I have a health roll on it. I need to recalibrate it and get the health roll higher. I have the piece, I just haven't done it yet. So I'll have about 100k health, 205k armor when I actually optimize. This is a fully optimized build though, guys, other than the mod slots. There's about 12% to 15% extra weapon damage you can pull if you get better mods. But other than that, there's like a 0.5% increase on the chest, and there's like a 1% increase on the backpack. The mod slots are where you're going to get most of the optimization out of your build. So on this one I have hard hitting, good health. And then the mod slot, I have 1% weapon damage, 5% LMG damage, and 1% damage to health. I actually think it would be worth it. So if you had 5% LMG damage and 1.5 or 2% damage, you want the actual weapon damage and LMG damage compared to the damage to health. So you'd want the extra 0.5% weapon damage and get rid of the damage to health if you have to. Ooh, I didn't know I had another mod. Okay. Other than that, guys, I'll show you guys the damage numbers real quick. Or stats. I'll show you the stats. I dropped a little bit in crit hit chance recently. So there's my weapon damage. The crit hit chance is 15.5%, which is good. Critical hit damage is 47%. Headshot damage 65%. Stability is 30%, which is really important because it has unhinged. Because of the weapon handling mitigation. And then 54.5% all weapon, 58 LMG, 23 marksman, 25 rifle, 81 damage to elites. With this build you can get it higher, so say there's a couple of pieces you can get it higher off of, plus the mask isn't god roll. You can get it up to 100% DTE for sure. I mean I had it. So the armor regeneration, max health, there's all that. And then there's the skill stuff. Alright.